Welcome to Southside Boy Style. Here at you again with another video. In today's video, we're going to talk about problems that can arise with your Dodge Caravan. One being the crank and no start issue that sometimes, well, it do happen in these vehicles. Today I'm going to give you 3 tips on what to check and what to look for when you're having these problems. Now, 3 tips is what I'm going to give you today, but there is many other reasons why a Dodge Caravan or most any other vehicles won't start. There's a list. It could be 30, 40 different issues, but the major issues we're going to talk about today in this video. So let's get going, guys. Tip number 1, crank sensor. The crankshaft position sensor in Dodge Caravan monitors the rotation speed and precise position of the crankshaft. It sends the vital data to the engine control module, which is also called the ECM/PCM, to manage ignition timing and fuel injection and RPM monitoring. It ensures the engine runs smoothly and starts properly. It tells the computer exactly when to fire the spark plugs and inject fuel, enabling combustion. A failing sensor in a Dodge Caravan often causes hard starting, long cranking times, engine stalling, and rough idle. If the sensor fails completely, the engine may not start at all, or may stall suddenly. A faulty sensor will trigger the check engine light, often resulting in diagnostic codes related to the crankshaft position. In some cases, a bad sensor can lead to erratic transmission shifting. The sensor is essentially a Hall effect switch that reads the engine's RPM. If the computer does not receive a signal, it will not initiate fuel or spark, preventing the vehicle from running. The best way to check to see if your crank sensor is faulty or not working properly would be to use a scan tool. Now, most cheaper scan tools won't actually detect a crank sensor, but if you buy one, in my opinion, you can buy them for like $100-$150 on Amazon. They will detect a crankshaft sensor, and they'll let you know if there's a code coming up that is telling you there's an issue with the crank sensor. It could say many things. I'll put some codes that could possibly come up in regards to a crank sensor now. Another thing you can do is locate the whereabouts of the actual crank sensor. And a lot of times what happens is those crank sensors get dirty from being inside the engine. And a lot of times you can just take one, I think it's one like 10 millimeter bolt, and you can pull out the sensor and just check the wiring, see if everything is good in the wiring and the actual connection. And then just take what I use brake cleaner, and I just clean the actual sensor probe itself and wipe it off with a rag. Sometimes that works. Actually, more times than one, that actually works, is to clean off the actual sensor. You can pop it back in and it may work. And in some cases, you have to buy a new sensor, which I will put down in the description that you can get it from Amazon. Tip number 2, map sensor. Map sensor is something that a lot of people overlook and don't realize can cause a lot of issues when it comes to starting your vehicle, the operation of your vehicle, how the engine is running, how much fuel it's burning. It's another important component that we're going to dive into now and take a look at. That also could be an issue with starting, a no start. And now let's dig into symptoms of a bad map sensor. And this goes for the 2011 Dodge Caravan up to the 2016 with the 3.6 liter engine. If the map sensor on your Caravan fails, you may experience the check engine light, which will be triggered and come on your dashboard. You'll see it instantly. with codes like P0105 or P0109. A lot of times you'll get rough idle or stalling. The engine may struggle to run smoothly, especially when stopped. You'll get poor acceleration or sluggishness, hesitation or loss of power when you step on the gas. Also, you'll get poor fuel economy. And a lot of times you'll get black smoke and sometimes white smoke, excessive at times, and that's from fuel consumption, sometimes resulting in a black smoke from the exhaust due to a rich fuel condition. Also, you could get hard starting. The car may struggle to start. See, once again, the second tip, struggle to start. Okay, so let's dig into location and maintenance, because you can do maintenance on these map sensors as well as you can with the crank sensor. Location of the map sensor is typically located on the intake manifold, often on the top or near the throttle body, making it relatively accessible, which it is on these Dodge Caravans. Again, use your scan tool. It'll detect it if it's a problem. And now you can also clean these map sensors as well. And you can just buy a new one if need be. It is a common maintenance item that can be cleaned or replaced, usually costing around $50 to $90 for a new sensor. Driving with a faulty map sensor is not recommended for long periods, as it can cause the engine to run too rich or lean, which can damage the engine or also the catalytic converter. Tip number 3. Camshaft position sensors. Here is another set of sensors that can cause so many issues, especially when it comes to starting. The 3.6-liter V6 engine in a Dodge Caravan 2011 up to 2020 uses camshaft position sensors to detect speed and position for engine timing, often resulting in a check engine light coming on, stalling, or failure to start when they're faulty. These sensors are typically located on the valve covers' cylinder heads, with one for each bank of cylinders, front and rear. The location of these sensors are on the top sides of the engine, often near the timing cover or on the valve covers. I'm going to put this page up for you guys now so you can see the part numbers for what you need. I'm also going to put it in a description so you can purchase it on Amazon, which you usually get for a better price. Symptoms of failure. Check engine light, we just said. Often it's codes P0340 or P0345 or P0365. Hesitation, rough idle, stalling, or engine won't start. There's the big one, guys, of the 3 tips. Things that'll cause your Caravan to not start. A lot of times, I won't say mechanics or graduates. I don't want to say that. I'm going to say a lot of times us backyard mechanics don't realize that these, what we seem to think are not big issues when it comes to these little sensors, they cause major issues, major problems, from fuel to spark to hesitation, not starting, throws your timing in chaos because of these sensors. But it's the reality of life with newer model vehicles. Sensors runs it all. Everything goes through the PCN, then the computer, and that's what makes the car work. Replacement. Generally held in by a single bolt, often a T30 Torx. Now, guys, I want to say I know this for a fact because I did a while back change these sensors in my Caravan, and it is a T30 Torx bolt, by the way, and a locking electrical connector. Now, they're saying a locking electrical connector. You can use pinch clips. You can use those little hooks to just hook it out the lock, but you'll see if you're doing it in your garage at home, you'll see it's not hard to lift up the little locking clips to pull out. It's fairly simple. So to get at these camshaft position sensors, you're going to have to remove the engine cover and sometimes the upper intake plenum to access the rear sensor comfortably. Carefully pry or pull the sensor straight out after removing the bolt, and consider replacing the sensor's O-ring to prevent oil leaks. Now, this one with the O-ring for the oil leaks, that is true. I actually had an issue with that in one of my Caravans. It was an older style one, and I changed those sensors, and I used the same O-rings, and I did get a leak. Guys, and I'm going to be straight up and tell you what I did, okay? Because I knew I had to order the O-ring. I live in a little island off the East Coast of Canada, okay? Sometimes you got to try to do things to make things work properly, or semi-properly, we'll say. So what I did was I messed up the O-ring and it started to leak. So I cleaned everything up, all the sensors down where the sensors go into where they had to go. And I put Seal All. I took a tube of this glue, or I guess it's like a glue. It's called Seal All. And I just completely went over everything, and I let it sit overnight. And I'm telling you guys, I drove that van for years and years after, and it never leaked anymore. I never did buy the O-rings. That's backyard mechanics, okay, guys? Backyard mechanics right there. So the cost for these sensors are usually between 25 to 50 bucks, depending on the brand. And again, that's fair to say. Now, when it comes to cleaning cam sensors, I don't really know if that works, okay? Like, I've never seen it yet that you can clean a cam sensor and everything will work fine. You're better off just to buy new sensors. And if you're going to buy one sensor, just to buy two, because you have two of those sensors. You normally, when those sensors, if one fails, the second one is going to, chances are, break down very close to the time that the first one did. So you're better off just buying the two of them. You're spending, like, I'm going to say between 65 to 100 bucks for the two of them. And it's just as well to do that because it's a major component. And guys, that's about it. I'm out of stress to you. Don't take these 3 tips as this will fix your non-start issue, because as I said in the first of this video, there are so many things, and I'm just going to name some off the top of my head. Not talking again about the 3 that we just discussed. You could have injector failure. You could have, seriously, bad rings, bad compression rings. You could be losing compression and the engine just not have enough compression to start. That's unfortunate because that's an engine job. We all don't want that. And then you have things like blocked catalytic converters, which means that your catalytic converter is just completely full of contaminants that's coming from the engine. You could have, the list is endless, guys. You could have a plugged fuel filter. You could have bad, spark plugs actually in the engine. You could have bad coil packs. It's endless. It's just pointless for me to even go on with it because, I'm just going to make other videos of other things that you could check for. But I give you the 3 main ones on this first video of a deep dive into the Dodge Caravan between, I'm going to tell you, 2011 to 2016. Now, some of these sensors are in those Caravans up to 2020. I know the cam sensors are in the 2020 Caravan, same ones that are in the 2011 right up through. Well, that sums it up for this, guys. I hope that this helps you if you're having any of these issues, cranking, not starting. If it's one of these sensors, it's a quick and easy fix. It's not expensive, and you'll be up and running in no time once you get the parts that you need. I'll do my best to put everything down in the description so you can purchase it from Amazon. I'll make sure to get the best prices I can get before I put them down there, so you can click the link and go right into it and buy whatever sensor it is you need. I stress to use the scan tool, because if you're using a scan, then it'll help you get to it. What I find about some engine scanners is that they don't get to the direct root of the problem. they'll list out a bunch of codes, and sometimes it's kind of hard to track down which sensor it is. So thanks for watching, everyone. Please leave me a like. And if this helps you, you can subscribe. There's lots of videos on this channel that can help you get through most any minor issue that you may fall into. I always try to find the best route to be the cheapest way possible and to help you out in fixing your vehicle. So that's it for now. See you on the next one. Mel from Southside Boy Style is out.